Hello, today I'm making homemade rice flour. Now I'm washing about 3 cups of idli rice. I had to wash this couple of times till the water is clear. And I'm going to fill some fresh water and keep it overnight to soak it. Now this rice is soaked overnight, so I'm going to strain the water. Okay, I just strained the rice. I'm going to leave it this for about an hour like this. The rice was sitting in this strainer for 2 hours. Now still wet. I am trying to put this on a paper towel to dry some more. I'm using the flour mill attachment. Comes with the Kitchenaid stand mixer. That we need the rice to dry completely in order to use that machine. Otherwise, it will not work well. I will show you when I use that.
We are going to be using the Kitchenaid Professional 5 Plus stand mixer to grind the dried rice. It comes with a flour mill, something like this, that you can order as a separate attachment along with the grinding cylinder and a connector. So these are the pieces that come with this attachment called Grainmill. You will attach this to the front of this Kitchenaid stand mixer. We will be attaching the like this, and that's how you attach the basin. In order to attach the mill, you first open the lid on the attachment connector here and then insert the cylinder to go into the hole there and then tighten it with this screw here. Then you attach this piece, which has different measures of how you can make it finer. Each turn will make it finer or granular as you want it. I usually use it at the first level. That will be enough for most of the Indian cooking, like puttu, appam, and most of the stuff. So I connect that like this, and then once you tighten the screw, it comes with a brush that has an attachment at the end where you can use that as a screwdriver to tighten it. Don't tighten it too much, but just enough so we can unscrew it with our hand. Hand is the best thing to do, but this is handy when you have to use a screwdriver. And the other end has a brush that also is used. You can clean the inside. I'll show you that. Now the rice is almost dry. It has to be dry and without any water. Okay, this was left overnight in the refrigerator so that it will dry enough. You should not have any moisture content, water on it. It should be completely dry. So this is how we did it. With the paper towel helps a lot in getting really good dry rice. After you soaked it in water for several hours, it has to take a long time to dry. Before I start grinding, I use a wide plate so that you can catch the content of the powder that is coming out of it. I usually support that with some kind of a support at the bottom. And now you load the rice from the top of the grinder, the mill, and usually it takes about 2 cups in one load. And connect it. Okay, you can load up to about a cup and a half. Usually takes it to the full. And then I usually keep a mesh just in case some big pieces fall accidentally in there. It would not go into the powder. Then you put that into the second level of the mortar, and you can see the powder coming now, and slowly increase to the level 4. Slowly increase to level 4, and that's about what you need. You don't need more than that. And then there are any big pieces coming, see, some of the pieces are coming like this now. That means the rice is still too wet. So I may have to wait another couple of hours for the rice to dry and keep it outside for another 2 or 3 hours. So we should not be getting any of these things like this. So I'm going to stop this now. Okay. So when you have this kind of situation where you have to redo it, I would take the pieces out like this, and then take the cylinder out so you can see the wet rice is sticking to the grinder, and also this piece, and then use the brush to clean it. So all the wet stuff will be gone. It will be clean when you start the next load. Also clean this grinder blade to make sure that no wet powder is sticking to it. Or you can wash it in water and leave it to dry. Let me wash it. So you can wash this with some brush. This is how you clean it after use and leave it in storage. So clean it whenever you see that the rice is getting sticking on the inside. That's how you clean it. I waited another 2 hours. It looks like the rice is dry enough now. You can actually feel it. No wetness. So I filled up the mill now and ready to grind. It takes about 1.5 cup per load if you fill it to the top. So we have 3 cups now, and I'm going to start grinding. Putting the grinder on speed 2, speed 4 now, and you can see the powder coming, and I keep shaking the strainer. So I'm keeping the strainer so that only the powder goes down, and if there are any broken pieces I will put that back in the mill. When the mill starts grinding, you may have to use a fork or something that can go between the bars, so you can shake it up a little bit so it will go down smoothly. Now the mill is grinding the powder, the rice and the powder. I keep shaking on the strainer, and I am putting the grinder's mark somewhere at the 5th level, 5, somewhere in the middle. It depends on how much powdery you want to get it, but you have to find an approximate level where you like it, how much powdery you want to get. So I am using level 5. You can rotate this left and right. So we have almost finished the 3 cups, and I ended up with having some big pieces like this in the strainer. That's why I use a strainer. Some of the big pieces can be filtered. So I'm going to put that back through the mill again one more time so I can get a good powder. I will put it through another It took about 10 minutes for 3 cups, and you can load it 1.5 cup each time, and it took about 10 minutes for 3 cups to completely powder.
Okay, now I'm going to roast this rice flour in this pot. This way you can keep it for a longer time to use it, otherwise this rice flour will go bad. Make sure you keep it in a tight container, airtight container, so it will last longer time after you roast it. Okay, this is how I roast this. You don't put any oil or anything. This is dry roasting it. Make sure you keep on. You need to stir this constantly, or it will burn on the bottom. And also, the flame, make sure you keep it in low, medium flame. We don't want too high, it will burn and without roasting the whole thing. So it's going to take about 5 to 10 minutes. You will, when it's done, you will know the flour will be like a gravelly look. It's like a little more harder. Now it's soft. When you touch it, you can feel it like a sand, more like a sand feeling. Okay, now I roasted this. It took me 10 minutes to roast this. I can smell when it's ready, and 10 minutes is good enough. Make sure it's on a low medium heat and constantly stirring this, otherwise the bottom will get burnt. And also, even if you turn this off, make sure you stir it more for about few minutes, about 2-3 minutes, because the pot is hot. And you can use a frying pan to fry this too. That's good enough. Thanks. Okay, now I'm going to leave this for a couple more hours so it will get cool down. Then I will transfer this into a sealed container, and it's going to last me for over a month. And I can use this for puttu, idiyappam, korakata and otada and all that stuff. Make sure it's completely cold before you transfer into the container, and leave this open. We don't want to cover it. We don't want the steam getting in, the steam water, we don't want that getting in here. So make sure you leave it open while it's cooling. Thank you.